What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video on Cycle Fanatics. I have a pretty cool video for you guys today. Had a lot of comments in the past. Why did I go with the SNS 475 cam? Why didn't I go with the Redshift 468? Why didn't I do a 131 motor, which is this one, the Screaming Eagle 131? So in this video, I'm basically going to go over all of the numbers from my previous Street Glide special, my last Road Glide, the black one, and the current one. I'm going to go over all of the numbers for you guys as far as horsepower and torque, the cost of how much basically that work costs, how much this 131 costs, and how much power this has. And basically, I'm going to break everything down for you guys and explain to you why I did not go with the 131. But before we do that, guys, please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and click that bell. This way you guys get notified of all upcoming new videos and live streams. And do me a favor, guys, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. All right, guys, before we get going on this video, I just want to point out a couple things. All right, guys, so tomorrow is the meetup at the market in Palisades, New York. I believe it's 243 9W in Palisades, New York. Awesome day tomorrow because Baggers and Brews, the whole crew is actually coming up to North Jersey. We're going to meet. We're going to ride out to the market. They have the Bikes and Breakfast every first Sunday of the month. So it's actually tomorrow. So they're coming up. Sandy from Holy Shift is going to be there. So any of you guys that want to come up and meet, we're definitely going to be there around 10 a.m. If you guys want to, we would love to meet you guys. So if anybody wants to come on out and go for a ride or just have some coffee and meet up, you're more than welcome. We're going to be there around 10 a.m. as well as we're probably going to go live on Cycle Fanatics around between 10 and 11 a.m. tomorrow. So that's happening tomorrow. So anyway, let's dive into this video. So a lot of comments. Why didn't I go with this 131? All right. So let me first say this. My previous Street Glide special. All right, so I'm going to pop the numbers up on the Street Glide special that I had. And this bike had the Redshift 468 cam in it. Okay, and as you can see, stock numbers, 82 horsepower, 99 foot-pounds of torque. With that Redshift 468 cam, we were able to produce 107 horsepower and 117 foot-pounds of torque. And that's with a 107 on it. Okay, so now let's fast forward and go to, I'm going to pop up another photo here for you guys. And just so you know, all these numbers are from JD Cycles over at Dave. He did all my work on all the bikes, and he custom dyno tuned them all there at his shop. So check him out. His link's down below in the description. If you guys want any work done, he's the man to go to. So let me pop up these numbers. These are the numbers on my black Road Glide and the difference between the 114. Both bikes have the SNS 475 cam in it. So as you guys can see, the black Road Glide with the 107 had 113.71 horsepower. That is over 6 horsepower more than the Redshift with the 107. And it came in at 118. And it came in at 100. Yeah, right. It came in at 118 foot-pounds of torque, which is a little over 1 foot-pounds more. So we definitely got more power there and torque. Not so much torque, but definitely got more power. But the main reason, obviously you could see that there's more power and torque, but the main reason is the sound that the SNS 475 gives. It's unparalleled. It's beautiful, and the horsepower curve is fantastic. It's super linear, super smooth. So as you can see, the Road Glide with the 107, 113, 118 compared to the Redshift 468, which came in at 107 and 117. So now let's go to the current Road Glide special with the 114 in it. So these are the numbers now also on the left here with, this is actually on top of each other. The black one, the Road Glide 107 and the Road Glide 114. Look at the numbers I got with the SNS 475 cam and the Chromeworks 2x2 pipes. 118 horsepower, 131 foot-pounds of torque. Tremendous, tremendous numbers. The bike runs fantastic. It's absolute beast. So having said that, look at these numbers, okay? This is somebody else's bike now. So this is a, it's actually a 2018 CVO with a 117 stock, 94 horsepower, 112 foot-pounds of torque. And look at these numbers with a 117 on it. It comes in at, this is also with the Redshift 468 cam. The horsepower is at 112 horsepower and 128 foot-pounds of torque. So as you guys can see, my Road Glide with the 114 on it, with the SNS 475 cam and the Chromeworks 2x2 put out, let's see, it put out 6 more horsepower and about 3 foot-pounds of torque more than a 117. Me personally, I don't prefer, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the Redshift 468 cam. It's just two totally different animals. In my experience, the SNS 475 cam works the best on these motors, works the best. And Dave at JD Cycle Works will tell you the same. He just, as you can see the dyno sheets do not lie. So my 114 put out more horsepower than the 117 and torque with the Redshift 468. So let's go back now to my current Road Glide special with the 114 in it. 118 horsepower, 131 foot-pounds of torque. So now you guys ask me, why did I not go with the 131? Oh, you should have just bought a 131. I'll tell you guys why. Because this 131, straight from Harley, again, nothing wrong with it. It's straight out of the box, straight from Harley-Davidson, factory equipment, warranty, all that good stuff. But if you're looking, obviously, for a manufacturer's warranty, stuff like that, this is the way to go. And if you're not worried about power and torque, this is the way to go. But $6,500, $6,300 with tax, you're looking at $7,000 without installation, right? So you're probably looking at maybe another grand, if not more, $8,000. Okay. $8,000 gets you, and this is straight out of Hog magazine, specs on this motor. $8,000 will get you 131 foot-pounds of torque and 121 horsepower. Yes. So this motor is only getting what, 3 more horsepower and basically the same torque. 131 foot-pounds on this and 131.02 foot-pounds of torque on my 114 with a stage 2 with an SNS 475 and a custom dyno tune. Yeah, so basically the same, but I didn't spend $8,000 on this. I spent probably, you're looking at a stage 2 from JD Cycle Works, you're probably looking at $3,000, maybe $3,500 after everything. And we're talking about pipes, cam, dyno tune, TTS module, for the tune, which Dave prefers to use. We're talking about everything. 3,500, depending on what pipes. I got the Chromeworks 2-into-2 black chrome eclipse. They're fairly expensive. So literally, if you get a less expensive pipe, $3,000 will get you on a 114, I'm saying. So it'll get you 118 horsepower and 131 foot-pounds of torque. Basically the same as this $8,000 monster right here, okay? And people say, oh, well, how is that possible? It's a 131. Because they just don't, you know, obviously it's a 131, but it's not upgraded parts. Now, if you take this motor and now installed different cam, dyno tune and all of that, you'll probably get more horsepower. You'll definitely get more horsepower. So, but this is the thing. Before I go spending $8,000 on this motor, let me show you guys this. This is absolutely insane. I'm gonna pop the numbers up right here. This is a 2000 CVO. These are dyno numbers coming straight from Dave's shop. This is no bullshit. This is a 2017 CVO, okay, with a 114 in it that some customer did a 128-inch, okay, kit on it, all right? Dave used the stock heads. All he did was upgrade the valve springs. That's all he did. Look at those numbers, okay? Stock CVO with a 114, 79 horsepower, 108 on a torque. That's basically what mine had. So look at these numbers after the 128-inch kit. 140.76 horsepower and a max torque of 150 foot-pounds, 150.61. This is no BS. Before I spend $8,000, and again, if you want factory equipment, nice warranty, what, for 2 years or whatever they give you, go with this. But all these builds that I'm talking about, these stage 2 and even the 128, I know people that have 40, 50,000 miles with the stage 2 with the SNS 475 cam that's never had a problem. So I can't, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you know, you won't get the life out of the motor. That's a crap of bullshit. So this does not lie. I would rather spend, oh, and so Dave's telling me basically this kit, 128, will cost you around $6,500 to get 140 horsepower and 150 foot-pounds of torque. So for me, because I like the power, I like the torque, the sound, I'm definitely going with the 128 kit before I buy a whole motor, 131, that you could clearly see is going to be putting out basically 20 more horsepower and 20 more foot-pounds of torque. That's insane. So that's why I didn't go with this motor. That's why we go stage 2. Stage 2 on a 114, same horsepower and torque as this 131. So what's the point? I don't see a point in going with this motor. So basically the numbers don't lie. Before I do this, I will do the 128 kit and get 20 more horsepower and 20 more foot-pounds of torque. 140 on a horsepower, 150 on the torque. Crazy, crazy numbers. And that's why I don't go with the Redshift 468 cam, because the numbers don't lie. It's proven. I've had the Redshift 468 on previous bikes, and then we switched over to the SNS 475, and you can't compare. The numbers don't lie. The numbers are in the dyno sheets, and they're proven. So anyway, I hope you guys like this video, and I hope it clears up a lot of stuff. Why I never went with this motor. All right, guys, so I appreciate you guys watching. Do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up. October 27th, 28th, and 29th, I am going on a 3-day adventure trek. My good friend, he actually has a adventure business, and we're actually going, I believe, 10 of us. When I post the video, I'm not going to post the links now, but when I post the video, I will have all the links to his business and basically what it's about. But basically, it's going to be a 3-day trek, I believe 200 to 300 mile riding each day for 3 days. We're going to stop. We're staying overnight at this lodge on the Delaware. It's going to be fantastic. He's actually purchasing a brand new KTM 1290 Adventure for me, so I could ride on this adventure. So it's going to be really cool. I know it's not a Harley, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's a really badass bike, KTM 1290 Adventure. And I'm going to probably make 3, if not possibly 6 videos out of the entire trek. I'm going to vlog from day to night. And take you guys basically with me. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. Click that subscribe button, click that bell, so this way you guys get notified of all upcoming new videos. And listen, meet us tomorrow at the market, 243 Palisades, New York on 9W. 243 9W, Palisades, New York. Meet us there, 10 a.m. Would love to meet anyone that comes out. All right, guys. I'll see you guys on the next video on Cycle Fanatics.